SeaJay, your favorite scuba diver here with Deep South Divers. One of our clients has a barge that sunk here. You can see the bow is up on the land and the stern is back where that telephone pole looking thing is. About 100 foot, maybe 120 foot barge, and she sank right where she was working. We don't really know why, and today's job is to find out why she sank, because if she's damaged in certain ways, then we'll want to recover her, in certain ways, and then other ways if she has no damage. So I brought my boat today. Bank access is negligible. There's no bank access at all, and I'm going to descend right on that telephone pole looking thing, which is called a spud. That is a metal pole that they drive down into the ground to keep the barge still. And she sank right there at the spud. Now I brought a spare bottle here for this particular dive. I've got it underwater with me, with the regulator attached. And I'm going to travel from the boat and the spud along the transom here. That's the very stern of the boat. I'm going underneath of a whole bunch of debris that fell off the back of the boat when she sank. I'll get to the starboard transom, starboard side. And I'm looking for damage. So there's the side of the boat, there's the transom. Come up top side, there's the deck. No, not quite. There's the deck. All right. And I know if I go forward here, I'm going to find a hatch. Now I can't examine the bottom of the boat, so I've got to do it from the inside of the boat. Of the barge, I guess I should say. There's a hatch. Here's the problem. The hatch is only 16 inches wide or so. It barely fits me. Much less with a rig on, so I'm going to drop a stage bottle down there. That is a backup gas supply just in case something goes terribly wrong and I can't get out. Now, if you're claustrophobic, or if you're a nervous diver, now is the time to look away, because this gets a little weird and hairy. I don't recommend doing this, by the way. Not unless you've got training for it, which some of us do, some of us don't. I'm trained for caving and what we call hard overhead diving. One of the tenets of that is to always have a backup gas source, which is why I drop my tank down there. I try to fit through that hatch a couple of times, looking for the boogeyman, looking for anything strange down there. I don't see any big monsters going to come get me, so I will take my rig off, what we call doffing the rig. And here's the weird part, right? Now I'm separated from my life support, and that's why I don't recommend it. But I've got a good hold on it. The regulator's still in my mouth. You can see my rig almost by itself, it almost doesn't fit through the hole. But I'll follow it down. And you can see the interior of the vessel here. It is completely silted out because of the stage bottle that I put down there and because of the fact that I've dropped my rig down. One of the things that's so strange is that my rig is negative. In other words, it sinks, and I'm positive I float. And so together we're neutral. But when I take the rig off, it gets really weird. That's one of the reasons why you can't leave your life support. So now I'm looking out of the hatch. I've got a fish over there, and I'm looking for a tie-off point for a spool, which is this right here. This is going to mark my entrance so that there's absolutely no way I can get lost inside. I've examined blueprints of the vessel, and I'm very familiar with it. I know it very well. It has 6 rooms. Two of the rooms are high and dry, and 4 of them are not, so I'm diving in each of those 4 rooms today. Each room is only accessible by a 16-inch diameter round hatch that you saw. So I'm gonna cruise around down here. I'm expecting zero visibility conditions, and I'm pleasantly surprised that I've got a little bit of visibility here. That tube that you see is the tube, the housing for that spud. So the spud goes right down through the center of it. And one of our thoughts was that the spud may have torn out of the bottom of the deck, and that water flooded in then and sunk the barge, and that is not the case. In fact, I don't see any damage to bulkheads. I don't see any damage to the floor. I don't see any damage at all. So I don't see any issues why we can't get this vessel to a certain point and then pump her out. Of course, I didn't know that at the time. This is only one of 4 rooms. Now, there's pretty much nothing in the. This is what I was looking at most of the time. It's just zero viz. There's pretty much nothing in these rooms, which is great because there's no loose debris that's going to follow me or whatever. But there's lots of uprights and supports and girders and things inside of the vessel that were very confusing. And the idea is you could just go around 4 walls, right? The problem with that is that well, they weren't really walls. Each one of the girders and uprights would fake you out into thinking that it was a wall when it really wasn't. Anyway, I followed my line back to the entrance point, which is great. That is a prerequisite for living today. Definitely have to find this entrance/exit. I'll go ahead and tie my spool off since I've been successful at getting back. I've established with video and established in my mind that there's no damage to this room. No damage to the floor, no damage to the bulkheads, no damage to the sides. So I'll clip off my spool here, go ahead and doff my rig again. I do it overhead, which is why you see it coming from the top of the screen. And then upside down so that I can keep hold of the handle on my cylinder, on my tank. I will push my rig up through that hatch. And you can see, like I said, it barely fits. Remember, I've got a backup gas supply sitting right at my feet right there. So now I'm halfway out the hatch. I'm holding the hatch with the outer edges of my thighs. And I'll go ahead and try to clean my rig up here and resituate it. Remember, I'm very buoyant at this point, and the rig is very negative. And together we're neutral, but meanwhile, I kind of spread some things out. Try to make sure it doesn't tangle up when I put it back on. Donning my rig again. Alright, success there. And of course this is the spud itself. See, there's debris there to your left. That's a dock ramp. And I'm coming up the spud. From that point there, it's about 18 feet of water. Not too bad. And I'm looking at her. I'm going to chill out. That dive was about 45 minutes or so. I'm going to chill out and make sure that I'm in the right state of mind to be able to enter the next one. So I'll come up here and hang out, change out a tank, and then go back and reset my stage one more time in the next room. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.